Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's episode we're going to be looking at a camera dating from 1955 from, I think it's the first one I've done actually, and this is from Agfa, German company. Used to be really big in the world of photography, but not anymore. So you can see it comes complete with the original case. Let's say this is the Super Silette from Agfa, and this was introduced in 1955. This I think is a slightly later one than that, because the flash connection here is on the right hand side, whereas on the very early versions from 55 this flash sync was over on this side. But this was replaced by the second series in 1960, so we can date this camera between 1955 and 1960. And this is a 35mm rangefinder camera for a change. I think we've all had quite enough of SLRs, so yeah, quite a good looking camera. Let me zoom you in a little bit. There you go. It's metal, I say made in Germany. You can see this one's got a Agfa Apotar. It's an f3.5 lens and a 45mm, so it's quite a nice sort of focal length really. And the original Silette didn't have a coupled rangefinder. The Super Silette, as you can see, has a coupled rangefinder window over here, and this is your normal viewfinder window on this side. And as I said, it has the flash sync down here that you can plug in. This lever here is for focusing, and you can see the reference up there, so that's infinity. And it focuses all the way down to 3.5 feet, although it gets a bit stiff at about 4 feet. I think this is a 3-element lens in this, probably a Cook triplet variation, but you can see it's, and that will adjust, it does work, the rangefinder in here where you line up the two images, so focusing can be quite accurate compared to the earlier version where it was guess the distance kind of thing and use depth of field to make sure it's fairly sharp. On the top here, on the top of the lens, you can see there's the focusing thing again there. This one is your shutter speed. So we have B, and then 1 second, half a second, quarter, eighth, 15, all the way through to 300. And this one at the back is your aperture, so you can see that's f3.5 and that's f16. As is usual with these, you can normally set the aperture to a certain level and the focus to a certain level, and everything will be sharp. You can use it a bit like a point and shoot. And at the back here we have a selector for M for bulbs, X for electronic, and V is the self timer. Pretty standard leaf shutter layout. On the top we have film advance, so you just use that to wind on the film, and that also cocks the shutter as well. So unlike earlier cameras where you had a separate cocking lever, this is cocked by the film advance. We also have a frame counter on the top, shutter release button which is threaded for cable release, cold shoe, and this is the rewind, and there's a film reminder in the inside. There isn't a light meter built in, so at Sunny 16 I'll use a handheld meter. And there's the viewfinder. I don't know whether you can see the yellow bit in the middle. It's a bit dirty, it needs a clean. Yeah, you can see the rangefinder circle in there that you just line the two images up to make sure it's in focus. It's got the original dealer supply on it, Wallace Heaton. They were quite a big company in their day. On the bottom, tripod bush, rewind button, pretty standard layout, but in very nice condition. Very nice condition. Open the back up. So here we see the pressure plate. This keeps the film flat so that it's in focus as we anticipate. Take-up spool, sprocket drive, and because it's got a leaf shutter, there's no focal plane shutter in here, and this is where your film cassette's going to go in, and we are going to load this one with film. So foams go, it doesn't rely on them. It's just metal against metal to keep the light out. Far better way than putting foam in things, I think. So if I adjust the aperture on this, we should be able to see the aperture opening and closing there. And if I fire the shutter, I think this is a working one, if I remember right. Yeah, there we go. Wind it on. Zoom you back out. It's a bit too close for comfort, that is now. So if I set the shutter on its B setting, you should see the shutter working. There. There we go. So, lovely working condition for a very, very old camera. Right, I've got some film to go in there. I'll show you how to load it. Quite simple to use. Like I say, use the Sunny 16 one. This film, I think, is a 200. So you'd set the shutter speed to 200, and then by varying the aperture depending on the weather, which at the moment is pretty terrible. It's not really great weather for taking pictures outside. Right, open the back up. You can see on here it's the usual thing of telling you to use Agfa film, if that'll focus on that. Upside down, it should be that way around. Isopan Agfa colour. So our film goes in there, like so. Pull it across. I don't know where the take-up slot on this is. It's not multi-slotted. There we go. Get my hand out of the way to be able to see that there's a slot there for this film to fit into. And then when we wind it round, make sure the sprockets are lined up. Oh, the shutter release. Oh. There we go. You know me, I want to take up the slack. Close the back up. Wind it on. You can hear how quiet that shutter is. I can put it on a normal sort of speed, say 125th, and then you hear the shutter. Very, very quiet, very discreet camera. I'll load that on again, and then you set the frame counter. There's a mark there, and it's a additive frame counter, so we can turn that around. So that's the load, and we're on 1. So there we are, ready to go. Case needs a little bit of work, needs some neats for oil, etc., and a good wash to clean it up. But yeah, that's the camera for today. That is an Agfa Super Silette, dating from 1955. Still working, metal condition, very quiet, very discreet, and a 45mm lens, which is that's just about right, really. This is a carry-around camera. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Comments, questions, queries down below. I will be doing some more Agfa cameras. They're really quite quality items, and they're very affordable actually. And they're quite nice even just as display pieces, but this one's a worker, so we'll give it a go. Like I say, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that other good stuff, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.